Hey, Jennifer, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Great.
How are you doing right now?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good too.
Nice.
Yeah. First off, just wanted to say I enjoy the new show, and it's got me wanting to
Nice.
see more.
Oh, that's awesome.
Um,
Thank you.
oh, of course. So I wanted to utilize my time wisely, so I'll kick right off. I
Okay.
know we only have about 5 minutes. So starting from last week's show, we know Emma can read lives, right? So
Yes.
did she stay in town because she read The Evil Queen when she asked if she loved Henry?
I believe so. Yes. I mean, I ultimately, Emma's only been able to live with herself, giving up this child because she believes that she's given him a better life, and she truly believes that. And when she comes to this town and is dealing with Regina and realizes that this woman is not necessarily giving him a good life, and realizes that she seems to be lying when she says that she loves him, um, she definitely feels like she's not going to be able to live with herself unless she stays to see that Henry's taken care of and that he is loved and that he's okay. There's no life for her without knowing that Henry's all right. She would drive herself crazy.
Okay, I like that answer. So coming up to this week, we find out how the curse was released.
Yes.
Do you know how Rumpelstiltskin's involved? I know the two were talking in the promo.
Yes. It's very complicated and juicy, and you should probably watch.
I definitely will be.
Yeah, I mean, Rumpelstiltskin he is a very an incredibly enigmatic character in this story, all throughout. A very little bit of him goes a long way. He's incredibly unsettling because you don't know a lot about him, and because he seems to know things that he may or may not know, and he seems to be in on things that he may or may not be in on, and he kind of seems to change form in any given moment. In one moment he seems to be kind of on your side, and then the next moment he seems to be incredibly dark and evil. Rumpel is going to, for quite a while, stay very mysterious in terms of how much we know he knows. The water is murky for a long period of time intentionally, because he most likely wields a lot more power than people would initially give him credit for.
Okay. You talked of knowing. I think everybody wants to know, does the Queen know, or she also have her memory wiped?
She does know. She's the only one who, I mean, as far as we understand, she's the only one who knows. I mean, she created the curse in order, and you'll see a lot of this in the second episode, in order to create her own happy ending. And her own happy ending would be to control everyone else's fate. If she's got complete control over everyone else and she can do whatever she pleases whenever she pleases, that would be her happy ending. So so the curse is basically her happy ending. And that happy ending destroys all other happy endings except for hers. So she's the only one who truly is pulling the strings at this point.
Okay. Now,
as far as we know.
I had to look up some of these past tales. Did you ever do the same thing, and was it fun, like, reconnecting with your youth that way?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Rumpelstiltskin was one of those ones that I was like, I know that name, and I know it has something to do with hay and spinning it into gold, but I don't really remember what. So he's one of those fairy tales that I feel like everybody consistently says to me, wait, what is Rumpel's story, And there's a lot of different versions of that story, which is, I think, why it is a bit more confusing or, like, less known than some of the other tales. But yeah, it's been fun. I mean, I've gone back to all these fairy tales that I knew as a kid, and I'm seeing them totally differently. Reading them as an adult, it's a completely different experience, and been looking into the psychology of fairy tales, and that totally gives you a different experience of them as well. The idea that the forest represents your internal life, and that fairy tales are really about self-discovery, and so of course you have to turn inward or go into the woods in order to find yourself. And so it sort of spins it in a way where you go, oh wow, there really is some sort of subconscious underpinnings to all of this that make it universally relatable and attractive.
All right, so I'll get you out on this. Is Emma based on a specific fairy tale? Do you know, or?
Emma is a brand new fairy tale. In a sense, this show is a new fairy tale. Emma is the new fairy tale, and she is her fairy tale is that she is prophesied to save all fairy tales. So we're going to see the journey of this new character and how that plays out.
That's great. Perfect answer. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate the time.
Absolutely, no problem.
Okay.
Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.